Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Slurpo Seth here, back with another YouTube video. Today I'm going to be ranking the top 5 games for the Nintendo Wii. The Nintendo Wii is the best console to ever exist on God's green earth, so picking out the top 5 games was no easy task. My personal Wii was bought as a Christmas present in 2008. I don't know what the first video game I ever played was, but if I had to guess, it was definitely a Wii game. But for as long as I can remember, I've always had a love for, I don't know if you can see him up there, Luigi. So I'm gonna have to guess it was probably New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Let's just say that's how you know I'm a younger brother, because I had to be player 2, and that's Luigi. But I don't want to hold you guys here for too much longer, so without further ado, let's get into the top 5 Wii games of all time.
Starting out the list at number 5, I'm gonna start this list out with a little title called WarioWare Smooth Moves. WarioWare Smooth Moves is magic. In a nutshell, it's a lot of little Nintendo tech demos that are put into one singular game. There are about 200 games in total, and pretty much each level, it gives you different mini games, and first it gives you 5 seconds, but then the farther you get, it gives you less and less times to do each mini game. But in Smooth Moves specifically, each mini game has something to do with the capabilities of the Wii remote. In the beginning opening cutscene of the game, it's about like these like ancient people that found like this like ancient Wii remote or something, kind of like some like Indiana Jones type shit, where Wario finds this like temple or something, and he finds these like caveman drawings of a Wii remote. That's pretty much the story of the game, is he's like trying to find this ancient Wii remote or something, because he's like really greedy and wants to sell it for money and stuff, something like that. I'm so sorry I didn't play it for the fucking plot. But pretty much in these mini games, there's like, because it's a Wii remote, you know, there's so many different ways that you can use it, and there's really a lot of different ways to hold the Wii remote in this game. I actually still remember when it like is introducing you into like a new way of holding the Wii remote. It'll be like the umbrella.
The umbrella. Hold the form baton vertically, thumb resting lightly on the button. Through this dance, you channel the quiet dignity of a circus clown in the midst of a thunderstorm.
But pretty much, let's just say WarioWare's when Nintendo gets freaky. Because as you may notice from the gameplay that I'm showing on the screen right fucking now, there's a lot of weird shit going on, dude. As you may already know, Nintendo, I mean, they're pretty unconventional. They do some pretty weird stuff, or at least they used to. Nintendo these days, what a fucking joke. But the WarioWare games is when it gets really freaky kinky. And when it comes to Slurpo Seth, freaky is what the doctor ordered. But pretty much, in conclusion, it's a game with over 200 little mini games that all utilize the Wii remote. But yes, there's a lot of things about this game that I like. My sister gifted it to me when I was just a boy. But yes, that is what we're starting out the list with, the number 5 spot, WarioWare Smooth Moves. I'm not much of a fan of Super Smash Bros., but there's one exception. Super Smash Bros. Brawl. It's phenomenal! Actually, more than one exception. I also like the Wii U one. And Melee is just really nostalgic for me, really. But whatever, that's besides the point. Super Smash Bros. Brawl is the Super Smash Bros. Of the Wii era. It has the best story. It's freaking awesome. Pretty much, there's like this big-ass ship or something, and it like zooms in on these like Nintendo characters, and it turns them into like a fucking like amiibo thing. But this is before amiibos even existed. Actually, now that I think about it, there were like amiibo things in Super Smash Bros. Melee too, and I think I think it's in the first Super Smash Bros. They were like toys. They were like turned like vinyl figures, dude. And then pretty much these this bad guy is turning these Nintendo characters into the vinyl figures, and he's collecting them, and then Super Mario and such has to, like, you pretty much have to beat this bad guy, stop him from fucking turning all these Nintendo characters into vinyl figures. And I mean, unless you don't know what Super Smash Bros. Is, it's pretty much like a Street Fighter Mortal Kombat style fighting game with Nintendo characters. Personally, I always play as Luigi because I'm fucking badass. Luigi gets lots of tail, he cracks that shit, dude. But yeah, back in the day, my grandfather bought me Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Wii, and good God, did I play this game a lot as a kid. And no, these are not nostalgia goggles on my eyeballs right now. The game's just fucking peak, kid. Personally, I've never really been much of a fan of Street Fighter. Mortal Kombat, you know, it's okay. I'm not a huge fan of Super Smash Bros., but if I had to pick one franchise, I would pick Super Smash Bros. I think there's more going on, more characters, you know, you can jump higher, there's more dimensions to it, more special moves, more shit going on, not just like your X-ray or whatever. You also have like power-ups and shit like Super Mario type shit. But yeah, I mean, the cutscenes in this game, pretty fucking awesome. Like, even the opening thing where it's like the arena and everyone's like watching the Super Smash Brothers like tournament or something really makes you wonder, like, is there like a fight club in Nintendo World? I don't know what the fuck's going on. But yeah, pretty much, you know, even though I'm not a huge fan of Super Smash Brothers, this is a really good one. One thing I think that's my favorite thing about all this, and I really wish they would do some more, like, even just like Mario games, is the art style and just like how everything looks a lot more realistic. Not necessarily like the character design, but like the colors more, like, and the textures. Like, looking at Luigi, he actually looks like he's wearing like a green long sleeve t-shirt, like a sweater or something, with like denim overalls, and everything's a lot darker and like more muted, and that shit looks so much fucking better than like the bright ass, saturated ass colors that they use most of the time. Which I'm not saying I hate, I mean, I'm colorblind anyway, so who the fuck cares? But a more realistic look to it, and I'm not talking like Super Mario Odyssey where you can see like every fucking hair in his mustache. But yeah, in conclusion, this is a pretty cool game, pretty badass. If you played this game on your Wii, you're a fucking real one, kid, dude. Fuck. A lot of people might put this one higher than number 3, but personally, I think this is number 3. New Super Mario Bros. 3 at number Wii. What? What I would say is probably the most popular Wii game. Actually, is only the 4th best-selling. I know a lot of later Wiis had this like bundled with it and stuff, but I don't know. I feel like this is like I don't know. I feel like this is like the Wii game like everyone's played. Wii game? Did I say game? New Super Mario Bros. For the DS was the first 2D Mario game in like 15 years at that point. This is the second one in a long time, and now it has multiplayer. Not only is it the first 2D Mario in a long time, it's the first 2D Mario ever to have 4 people playing. You're playing with them at the same time. In other Marios, you like took turns when one person died. But yeah, pretty much, this is the first 2D Mario on your TV in like over 15 years or something. If you like to play 2D Mario on your TV, I mean, that's a big thing for you, man. I think the average person would tell you that this is the best New Super Mario Bros. Game. I think all of them are good, but yeah, I think this one's the best one. The level design, the music, definitely. The music doesn't change that much in them, but I do think that it's really good in this one. Every Mario game kind of has its own, like, gimmick and shit, and this game's was the penguin suit or whatever. Oh, no. It was the helicopter thing. I mean, the penguin thing was in this, but it was mainly, like, the helicopter thing. Which, that thing, you just, like, skip levels with that. But there was also the ice flower and the penguin flower or whatever, penguin suit. Which the ice flower is... The penguin suit also gave you the ice power. So what's the point of the ice flower? I don't fucking know. But from the level design to the world design, to the cutscenes, to the boss battles, to everything, man, I just think this game is really good. I remember back in the day, I used to, like, kill myself over and over again so that it would let me play as Luigi as first player. Because one thing I will say, New Super Mario Bros. U has over New Super Mario Bros. Wii is that single player can play as whatever they want. But in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, first player has to play as Mario. Then all the side characters get to play as whatever they want. Or not whatever they want. It was Luigi, Yellow Toad, or Blue Toad. I remember I used to actually, like, always try to get my brother to play with me just so that I could play as Luigi. But yeah, dude, this game fucks. You know, now that I think about it, I think I'm actually gonna pull my Wii out and play some Wii games now that I'm thinking about it right now. But yeah, New Super Mario Bros. Wii speaks for its motherfucking self. On the number 2 spot, I'm going with Mario Kart Wii. Best fucking Mario Kart. Maybe besides 8 because it has all those tracks. Excuse me, guys. Pretty much Mario Kart, a lot of new tracks. Actually, I think some of the best tracks to come out of Mario Kart came from this game, like original tracks from this game. I think the biggest gimmick in this has to be motion controls. They sold these little plastic wheels that you put your Wii remote in. Cool most of the time, sometimes it was pretty AIDS. But all in all, I think it worked pretty well. I remember the trailer where Mario and Luigi were in these like invisible like boatmobile from like SpongeBob type cars, and they were like racing each other and like bumping into each other and shit. And I think Princess Peach was there too or something. And I was like on the box too, it's like they're racing with the Wii remote because the Wii remote is like motion control, so they're just using the Wii remote as the car, I guess. Pretty cool gimmick, I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, it's a Wii game, what do you expect? Good character selection in this game. I think one thing that kinda sucked about it was that you had to like unlock them. Like, not only because you had to unlock them, you had to like, I don't know, you had to kind of do a lot to unlock them. Like, it wasn't that easy to kind of get all the characters and shit, but at least I get to play as Funky Kong. Unlike Super Smash Brothers, I am actually a really big fan of Mario Kart, and this one's definitely my favorite. But yeah, pretty much, you know, that's a pretty self-explanatory game. I mean, you already know what fucking Mario Kart is. But, you know, this is a top 5. You know, I'm not gonna go into, you know, honorable mentions. I don't have any honorable mentions for top 5. I mean, one game that I was gonna include but didn't was Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz. I guess you can consider that an honorable mention, but whatever. It's time to get into the number 1 spot. It's a Wii game. I made a video on it before. It's 3 words. Can you guess what it is? Let's just say I pulled a page out of my own Wii manual, because just like in my ranking the top 5 PlayStation 3 games, I picked 2 games out of a duology. And just like Little Big Planet 1 and 2, for the number 1 spot, I picked Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. I made a YouTube video about Super Mario Galaxy 2 about 2 years ago now, and honestly in that video, that shit is not even me. The way that I'm talking and all the jokes that I'm making, that video is honestly very embarrassing to me. I'm like a fucking nerd, I don't know. At that point, I was just kind of making YouTube videos like seriously, I guess, so I was just kind of getting into it, but Jesus, man, who the fuck is that guy? Anyway, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, and you know, in the video, I said that I find them equal, and it's true. 1 has a better story, 1's more serious, but 2, I think some of the levels are better. It's a little bit more ambitious, in my eyes at least. And I'll be honest with you, there's some nostalgia in this, but definitely one of my top favorite 3D platformers ever. Definitely my favorite 3D Mario game, or games I should say. I don't know what I'm talking about like it's one game. But in my opinion, these games are a work of art. Especially the first one. Some levels are very calming and relaxing and have beautiful music. Some levels, you know, in like Super Mario Galaxy 2 are kind of like a beach, and it kind of has that, what do you call it, Fruitager Arrow or whatever the fuck it's called. Don't get me wrong, I know Fruitager Arrow is like very fucking corny, but as somebody who grew up in the early 2010s, I will admit it kind of has a soft space in my heart for those kind of things. And I do think the Super Mario Galaxy games kind of have some sort of late 2000s nostalgia kind of thing going on, where a lot of video games at that time kind of had, I feel like on one side of the spectrum, you have games like Super Mario Galaxy where it's like, they're like tropical, or you have games that are, like I said, very calming, like levels that are calming and shit, like water levels and stuff. Or on the other side of the spectrum, games from the late 2000s were kind of like the infamous piss filter that they use in like a lot of like Call of Duty games and shit. But really the thing about the Wii is that I just think video gaming, not as an experience necessarily, but as like ideas and characterization and shit, kind of peaked around this, like the late 2000s, early 2010s. You know, that's kind of why I did like the PlayStation 3 video. And don't get me wrong, there's some good games now that are very artistic, but Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 are just really good. And a lot of Wii games are too. But I mean, compare that to Super Mario Odyssey. Don't get me wrong, I liked that game, but compared to Super Mario Galaxy, I mean, come on now. The game came out 10 years later, and I mean, it's just not as good. But either way, the Super Mario Galaxy games are very nostalgic, but that doesn't mean that they're not good. I played them a lot as a kid, and they still hold up today. But guys, let me know what you think is the best Wii game. Was it on my list? And if not, comment down below.
You know, I was gonna end off this video by saying my actual favorite Wii game is Wii Sports. I mean, it's the truth. It is just the best Wii game. But I thought putting a Wii game that, you know, is kind of comes with the Wii, and it's all about the Wii, and it's kind of just a demo for the Wii, at the number 1 spot, that's a little on the nose. It even has a Wii in the name, you know what I'm saying? But I was gonna end off this video by me, like, playing Wii Sports and like hitting a home run or something and being like, actually the best game is Wii Sports. But let's just say my plans were foiled. If you're one of the few people that's been watching my channel for a good like at least a year and a half now, you may notice that my room actually looks nothing like it used to. This is because in August of 2023, my house actually had a pipe burst, and we actually had to move out for a period of time and move back in and shit. But during that time, people had to go in our house and take all of our stuff, put them in boxes and store them somewhere, and then give them back to us when we moved back in. Now, I remember when we moved back in, I remember noticing that we were missing some stuff, because not only did they just pack up stuff, they also would like decide what's trash and what's to keep, which I think, yeah. But it wasn't until the making of this video, when earlier in the video I said, you know, I think I'm gonna get my Wii out and play some Wii games, when I realized like half of my Wii games are missing, and I used to have a Nintendo Entertainment System, and that's gone too. And games for the Nintendo Entertainment System too. And if you know how much a fucking Nintendo Entertainment System costs to get even just used, let's just say I'm missing hundreds of dollars worth of video games. And I was not happy to discover that when I was making this video. I was also missing like yearbooks from like elementary school and shit. Like, I get stealing my video games if somebody that was working for the moving company like stole my shit and sold it on eBay or something. But where the fuck are my yearbooks? And yearbooks are fucking expensive. Anyway, join me in next week's video where I'm going to be rebuilding my Wii game collection by buying 10 Wii games for $100 from LuckyGames.com. Will it be a scam, or am I actually going to get 10 refurbished Wii games at high quality for only $100? There's only one way to find out. Join me next week on Slurpo Seth to see, is Lucky Games really all it says it is? Anyway guys, I want to thank you so much if you watched this whole video all the way through, because really, it means a lot to me. But anyway, my name's Slurpo Seth, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Did you know that the Wii also plays GameCube games? Check out this video of me ranking the top 5 GameCube games if you're in the market. Ha 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 ha. Bag a nigga chase, 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 chase. Bag a nigga chase, chase.